been walking around for the last 40 minutes or so, driving and walking around for the last 40 minutes or so, and been trying to find a place to film, and I couldn't find one, so I just decided I'm going to sit in the middle of this grass field, and that's going to be the video for the day. Alright, so this will be a continuation from the video that we did last week, where we talked about dynamic range not being as important as you might think it is. And in support of that claim, I wanted to kind of show you some shots from my Sony a6500 that I got. So in this shot, it may not look like it, but it is a good distance away from the window, maybe like 15-20 feet or so. And that means that we're a lot more in the shade. Now, you should always use lighting, but especially when you're using cameras that aren't as good, you should never rely on just the ambient lighting, because you're never going to get good results with that. So for this scene, we were shooting on the a6500, and we had a Godox VL300 and then one of those off-brand 60-watt lights that, yeah, isn't very good, but it did the job. And as you can see, it's a high dynamic range environment that we're shooting in. We're shooting into a window, and we are shooting shadow side of subject. And that in and of itself is a limitation that we have to work with. So I'm not super scientific when it comes to the whole camera stuff. Like, I understand the terms and I know what they mean, but I honestly could give a shit what the specs of a camera are. I work with my limitations, but I did want to look it up just so you guys would have an understanding of what I was working with. And so the a6500, I couldn't find any actual tests that were done on the camera, but from what I was looking up, it seemed like it was about 11 stops of dynamic range or so, which isn't the most. And so we're clearly working with not the best setup. But for me, it's really about making the most of every situation that you come into in filmmaking. If you have a Canon T3i, I am honestly very confident that I could get a great result out of that camera. And it's really more about working with your limitations and knowing what your camera can handle and cannot handle. And really just pushing it to its extents. And if you don't really know your camera well, that's the most important part. And I've always said this, you need to know your camera first before you can actually make good content with it. And it's not the other way around. You can't continually say, I can make good content as long as I have a good camera. I've been doing commercial work for the last year or so now, and it wasn't until now that I upgraded from my Sony a6500 to a red Komodo. So you know the classic breakup line, it's not you, it's me? Well, I think we need to flip that and put it in camera terms. It's not the camera, it's you. And that's what it really comes down to, is knowing the system that you're working with, knowing its limitations and how much you can push it, and just working with it. So it's not really a long video today, and I apologize for that. I just have seen a lot of crappy work from great cameras that are more than capable of doing amazing quality work, and people don't use it to its fullest potential. And I just wanted to talk about that, because first we need to hone our skills as filmmakers, and then we can actually become good at everything else. And that's the most important part of it. So thanks for watching my short video today, and we'll catch you guys next time. Bye.